Yeah, so never would I thought it would really come to this, especially out of all places, Walmart. But let's all admit it here. Walmart is just the worst, you know? And, to some of you that, may not be a shocker, so, but it's like they always keep coming up with ways to make customers so uncomfortable. I can't help but rant about it because, look, even toy collectors such as myself are not safe. You are not safe at all because wow, I get it. All right. Theft is bad. Nobody likes it when things get stolen in the store. Not only does it messes with like your inventory and all your stock and whatever, and it can have pretty bad consequences. I mean, let's not even counting the fact that on TikTok out of all places, there was like trends of people borrowing stuff where they were literally filming themselves committing crimes, which you have to be a complete dumbass for doing that, by the way. I don't understand why would you want to film yourself stealing stuff from a store. I mean, they're going to find a way somehow. So I get it. So you're probably thinking, Josh, what happened? Why are you ranting about Walmart? Right. And, you know, look, this is not the first time I've complained about Walmart. Okay. I've complained about it for very, very stupid reasons, which isn't really like worth like examining, if I'm being honest. And what I mean by that is that, what was a few years ago, kind of. Yeah, during my old YouTube channel, my first one, when I was super excited for new Godzilla vs. Kong toys, and it's like they were Walmart exclusive, which was a pain in the ass because Walmart is not very good when it comes to like stocking and all that. Not to mention that if you even bothered to try and ask someone for something, most of the time they're not going to know what you're looking for. So if I'm being honest, it just wasn't really worth it. And look, I get it. Not every single employee is going to know where the stuff is. And obviously, you don't expect them to. Even when I work, I try so hard to remember what's in my store. And it's just downright difficult sometimes. So that's not you being lazy. It's just, I get it. You just might not know. Sure, I could argue, at least try to ask someone that might know, or at least try to kind of look around, you know what I mean? But I don't know. So what I mean by that is that I used to do like those toy hunts, whatever, when I used to, look for the Godzilla toys and all that. And, I'm still into Godzilla, obviously, even though I don't talk about it as much as I used to. Only because I try my best to talk about like other stuff that I like besides that. So, don't get me wrong. It's not that I'm no longer a Godzilla fan. It's just, finding some good Godzilla toys is it's a little bit hard nowadays. You know what I mean? And if you hear funny noises, that's just my dog because she's just laying on the bed, just kind of being all cute. So sorry about that, if you hear some stuff. So the point I'm trying to make is that when I used to film myself and it's like they always pretty much have nothing, and even on their website too, whenever they say they got something in stock, they really don't. So you might as well just kind of cut that out, on your list. And especially with like the scalping issues, they don't really care too much about that. They're pretty much like, hey, it's Prada, it could go out. At least when it comes to Target, they're not like, how do I say this? They kind of understand, but at the same time, not really. It still kind of happens. And okay, Lulu, are you okay, honey? Honey, what happened? You want to go down? Sorry, this is my dog, Lulu. Lulu, this is the audience. So anyway, back to what I was saying. You know, so yeah, I was pretty childish in those videos too. I wasn't exactly like mature. I was pretty much saying stupid stuff like, "Oh, fuck Walmart." Oh, and it's like, nah. Obviously it is what it is. But now, oh no, this I think I have the right to complain about because this I feel like it's a little bit unacceptable to an extent. So basically, what happened to me, I believe, I want to say it was maybe Saturday. I'm not 100% sure. And I'm just going to put you down. Not like that. Anyway, yeah. Actually, before I move on, someone commented, how did you think about comic industry nowadays? A little bit mixed, I guess. I mean, that's a whole other ballpark right there. I mean, I'm willing to, of course, give my opinion on it, but I just want to talk about Walmart right now. So leave that thought because, I want to answer your question. But before I get to that, so basically what happened is that, I had to run some errands sort of because you see, I don't like to talk about my personal life. I really don't. But I think in a situation like this, I kind of have to. And look, this is pretty normal, right? Sometimes your parents work hard and all that, and then the next thing you know, their car breaks down. So that's not good, especially when that particular parent, is kind of like the run of the mill of the house, kind of doing all the errands and stuff like that. Basically, what I'm trying to say is that my mother, she was kind of struggling a little bit because her car broke down, and my dad, even though he tries his best to help, there isn't really much he can do because he's sick, so he can't really go out and do anything. So it's hard for him to really do even the most normal stuff. So basically what happened is that I would like kind of like buy some groceries for him to help him out. That's what I would do. So one day I got out of work, I walked to Walmart, and you see they put a fun little policy saying that they will no longer give out free bags. You got to bring your own. So it's like, okay. And it was so weird because I was thinking, weren't they already doing that to begin with, though? Weren't they already not giving you bags? Because I know the whole stupid conversation where it's like, oh, you got to pay 10 cents for a bag. And it's like, whatever, it's just 10 cents, whatever. Who gives a shit, But the thing is, though, just because I bring in my own bag, that doesn't mean that I'm gonna be bound to steal something, because they will be on your ass the entire time. So I was there, and it's like it felt super uncomfortable. It's like the employees there, it's like I don't know if they're forced to, but they kind of watch you like a hawk, and I get it. When it comes to big retailers like that, especially with Target, I understand there's always going to be a whole ton of employees trying to keep an eye on the store. And I understand that because, where I work, I get pretty crazy when it comes to theft. Sometimes I always wonder, I hope that no one steals stuff, because the way that my job is now, I'm not going to tell people where I work because it's none of their business. But basically where I work, it's set up to where you got like the front end of the registers, and then you got like the furniture section. And if people wanted to, they could go and pay for the stuff in the furniture section. And then all they got to do is just let me know that, hey, they're walking out with some stuff. So then I'm like, oh, okay, that's okay. But obviously if they walk out and they got something in their hand, I got to be like, hey, did a customer pay for something in furniture? And then if they tell me no, then they sold something. So yeah, that's bad. So I get that. But you see, it doesn't end. It doesn't end right there, So let me explain a little bit more. So as I was shopping, I was buying a couple of things, and of course found a couple of figures, some GI Joe classifieds, and I mean, I got hooked on the line. If I'm being honest with you, they are generally good figures. And I am so shocked I didn't get into them much more sooner. I bought 3 figures. I remember I got okay, wait, where is she? Okay, there she is. So I got go Gung Ho. Okay, yeah, Gung Ho, Lady J, and then I also got Baroness. And funny enough, after that whole ordeal, I found out that these are Walmart exclusives. So okay, that makes it a lot more upsetting, because the thing is, I don't like to keep coming to Walmart. It's a mess in there all the time. The employees are just straight up assholes for some reason. I get it. If you're having a hard day at work, I get that. I have that too. I get super nervous, whenever I do with a customer, and it's like if they're not like happy, or they're just like the most rudest people possible. I get that. But it's like that with them all the time, though. It's like a vibe. Once you go into Walmart, it's just extremely like, you get that weird sense, It's like it feels uncomfortable for sure. I don't want to use the word ghetto, but that's kind of the vibe you get when you go to Walmart. Walmart is very ghetto. I mean, I don't mean to get off topic. I'm just saying, it's bad when you have an entire website just dedicated to you, and it's called Weird People at Walmart, and it's literally just like people going in, wearing like the most weirdest stuff possible. And we're not talking about like in a ha funny type way. We're just saying like in a very weird, like what the fuck type way. So literally, as I was shopping, I finished with my stuff. And I go to the self-checkout, which was probably the biggest mistake of my life, because my God, those people will not leave you alone. You got employees all over the place, and I get it. They kind of want to make sure that people don't steal. They don't when you scan thing, and the way that it kind of works is that it goes by like a weight system. So obviously, once you scan something, you kind of have to put it on the thing. So that's what I was doing. Whatever, just I'm doing my thing, and I'm buying some figures and all that. It's all good. I'm like, I want to say maybe right towards the middle of my transaction where the thing just kind of freezes up. And you need a Walmart employee, and then they come by and check out what's going on. And then the first thing they do is check the cameras, and I'm like, huh? And then I'm confused, and then I see the camera of myself, and I'm like, they're and then they're all confused, and I'm confused, and I'm like, wait a minute, why are you looking at the camera? Now, I didn't tell them that. That's just me in my mind, just being like, hey, that's kind of weird. And then they're looking at my stuff, and I'm like, they did not. I'm like, okay, you mean to tell me that they're suspecting that I might have taken something? Is that where I'm getting at here? And I'm like, no, no. And probably thinking, Josh, you're snitching yourself out. You definitely stole something, right? No. Why would I want to jeopardize myself like that? That makes no sense. And the reason why I bring up the thing with the toys too, it's because that was like the first thing they were looking at. I'm like, that's kind of uncomfortable, and they don't get me wrong. They weren't just looking at my toys. They were looking at like everything else too. And then at one point, one guy got kind of confused. And because he sees on the thing that there's a lot more items, but then in my thing, there was like less, whatever. I don't know. It was confusing. But eventually he was like, oh, it was the cereal. Oh, because it says General Mill Great, whatever. I don't know. I was confused. I was like, okay, but then I felt nervous, I'm like, okay, I just want to leave now. That was awkward, and look, I can't get mad at the employees, I get it. Maybe they're told they gotta like do something, whatever. Maybe they don't like it, but then they're kind of forced to anyway. So I get that, maybe they're forced to kind of stuff they really don't want to. But then, I'm just saying, if it's at the expense of the customers, then maybe implementing those rules is just not worth it, and you got to try and do something else. But then again, that's easier said than done, because I get it when it comes to like big corporations and all that. They're always the ones that calls the shots. So technically, you can't really make the decisions on your own, because and then before you think that I might have done something wrong. Listen, after I even finish, doing my things, and I look around, and even on all the other self checkouts, you got like 2 employees on top of like 1 customer, making sure everything was good. And I'm like, okay, that obviously can't be a glitch in the systems. It's not like something went wrong or anything like that. It's like I was confused. I was like, was it always like that with Walmart? Because it's been a while since I've been there. Usually, what happened is that I always go in there for something I need. That I want to say. When I pay for my stuff, if I don't have too many things, if I got like maybe 1 or 2 items, I always go to like the checkout where like the electronics are. But most of the time I don't like to do that, because I get the feeling that they don't like that. I've definitely gotten like funny looks because of it. And it's like, hey, if you don't want me to pay for my stuff there, you can just tell me that. You know what I mean? Don't give me like a weird look and then you just kind of continue. Because most of the time they're kind of silent too. And they got like that weird grudge in their face. It's like they just feel unfriendly, And even after I was leaving the store, and you know how in the front they always got to check your receipts and all that. I used to think that it made sense, because maybe they want to make sure that all your stuff is in the cart, and that you didn't just kind of take something. But the thing I don't get is that doesn't that kind of require them to kind of look through your things? So at this point, I'm not really understanding what's the point, unless maybe at some point there was like some sort of hidden sting. Maybe a Walmart employee was in on trying to help their buddy out take some things, so maybe like a fake receipt or something. I don't know. I don't know how that works. And because I didn't bought too many things, unfortunately, no, they did kind of look through my stuff, and it's like, that's just weird, and it wasn't because of the situation that happened at self-checkout. Even like when I left the front and everything, and then I look back and I see them doing the exact same thing to all the other customers. So it's like, I get it, Josh, if they do it to the other customers, why are you making this rant? And I'm like, that's just uncomfortable though. Why would you want to shop like that? Even from a distance, I can see them like all over the self-checkouts before they let the other customers use it. And I can literally see them going through like the little cameras and all that. And there's like some weird things that says like exit. And then there's like one thing that says like possible missing item. And I'm like, what the hell is that? I don't understand. I didn't say nothing, obviously. I just kind of left. But I'm just saying, why do they keep finding ways to make themselves like the worst possible retail store ever? I don't get it. I honestly hate Walmart, and it upsets me that I'm pretty much forced to go there, because long story short, pay for my phone, and I gotta go over there to buy the little cart thingy that you gotta pay, and it's only a Walmart, so okay, I gotta be dealing with this shit, and it's like, even in the past when I used to go to like the regular registers, people used to take care of my stuff, and it's like they have like the worst attitude in their face, it's like they look unfriendly. That's the only thing I can really say, and it's like that's not good, And, we're not all innocent. I might have made a bit of a snarl at some point in my retail, sting. There were days where I was upset and I was like, yeah, I'm just not feeling it, but it's like, I try so hard, because you can't really exactly put your personal life with work, it's kind of how it goes. And if you're dealing with some stuff, all I could say is that just hope that at least you got like a good team there. Because what I like about the store where I work at is that at least we kind of understand each other to an extent. Maybe not all the way, but at least to the point where at least working there feels a little better. And it's like it's good to work with people actually understand you. So I can only imagine all the stupid shit that the Walmart employees probably got to go through. But I'm just saying, this is just terrible. I remember this lady. It's like she kept throwing my stuff around, and even when I gave her the money, and then when she gave me the change back, and it's like she gave me a little bit too much. And look, I'm a pain in the ass. I'm the type of person where it's like, hey, I think you gave me a little bit too much. I don't want you to get in trouble, because yes, if you give them a little bit more, than you're supposed to. Yeah, that is a big deal. Trust me, that's not good. But the thing is, the line was so packed, and it's like, yeah, maybe I can't really go back in the line for that. So yeah, that ain't gonna happen. It's like that's the thing too. I don't want to say that the employees are slow. I really don't want to say that, but it's like I've noticed that too. It's always forever just to get out through the checkout. It's like you might be there for like one thing, you get out, and it's like you're stuck in that line forever. That's kind of why people rather just go to the self checkout, but still. Not to mention that isn't the whole point of the self checkout is that so you don't gotta talk to anyone. I'm just saying. Well, what's even the point though if you gotta like snoop around what they're buying? I don't understand that. I get you want to prevent thefts from happening. I completely understand that, and there's tons of different practices, but I just feel like that this is just not the way to do it because it not only creates not a very weird vibe within the store, but it's like now you're always in this constant situation where it's like there could be a chance you could be accused of like taking something even though you really didn't. And I hate that you got that kind of stigma going on whenever you go to a Walmart. I have a lot of people tell me that that the one in this town is better and all that, but it's like, I mean, yeah, but even if that's true, it's like, look, I can't really travel to far distance. If I don't have like my way around, even if you use Uber and stuff like that, you're wasting a lot of money. And around what I'm trying to say is that I was trying to help my parents, with all the stuff that they've been dealing with lately, especially with my mom not having her car. And it's like, I try to like so hard. I don't want to turn this conversation to something else, but like, it'd be nice if these stores weren't such pain in the ass like that. I'm just gonna say it. Target, I love you. You're the best. Target, I don't know what it is, and it's sad because you get people being like, oh no, they're kind of expensive. Are you kidding me? And I'm like, no, I kind of like Target. I'm gonna be honest, they're pretty chill. Players are actually nice. They actually want to do their job. They don't harass you like crazy when there's something wrong at the front self checkout. They're honestly like very friendly employees. Like it's like real shocking. And it's like that's good, because I try to do that too whenever I work at my job. I always try to my best to be like, try to be formal, but also try to get along with the customers too, because I feel like that's like the biggest mistake that a lot of people make when it comes to retail is that it's always about being formal, but it's like you can still act like yourself too. You don't always got to be like, this robot. So maybe at some point these poor Walmart employees were just plain robots. I don't know. It's like they at this point they seem unhappy. It's like I understand maybe like you're kind of stuck with that job and you can't really go anywhere else. But I'm just saying you can't just make yourself not happy like that. Because then you start to be a pain in the ass, and then the next thing you know, you end up being a complete jackass to the other people around you. And I'm like, it's not worth it, man. Come on, like, and screw Walmart. And like, that's the thing too. How is this company still around after all these years? Because you've seen like the customer service line, and it's always long. And then out of nowhere, you're minding your own business, and then from a distance, dude, you got like two people arguing with each other. It's like Karen City, like Karen's going wild. And of course, even on YouTube, there's plenty of those videos of people at Walmart fighting each other. And I'm like, why? You don't see this happening anywhere else. It is always Walmart, and I don't understand why. It's like, are they? It's like they're trying to be the worst retailer possible. I don't get it. That's the thing I don't understand. It's always crowded. And I'm like, why? You don't find what you're looking for there. Even in the past, when I was into the Godzilla versus Kong toys, whenever I didn't used to find shit, and I'm like, this place is crowded. And I remember, I will never forget the day that people got their checks, because during the pandemic, a lot of people were not working. So a lot of people got some money thanks to the government, but instead of using that money wisely, they're all idiots, and they all ended up spending it on stupid stuff they don't need, like giant flat screen TVs and like just And I'm like, that's supposed to be for like stuff that you kind of need, Why are you just buying random stuff just to buy it, And I'm like, have a little bit of some common sense. Because look, I'm a toy collector, all right. When it comes to stuff like that, yeah, I get it. You are spending money, but at the same time, at least as long as you have your limitations, you should be fine. I'm just saying, my God, what a freaking mess of a company. I don't get it. It's always crowded in there. You don't find shit, and it's like the guys. Those are my two dogs. Well, you know what? Yeah, they're going crazy now. So to be fair, I was gonna end this video anyway. I pretty much said everything that I wanted to say. So I don't need to really go into anything else. So yeah, screw you, Walmart. I mean, listen, do better, and then maybe just maybe things will be okay. And okay, someone texted me. Was it? Oh, yeah, that's something else right there. Yeah, I guess that's about it. So don't worry. Normally I don't like to do videos like these because they seem pretty negative, but listen, we all gotta look out for each other. Because like I said at the beginning, even toy collectors are not safe. They are not. So yeah, I gotta go. See ya.